Morning everyone, welcome to the BandLab Songwriting webinar. I'm going to play you the song so far, and the last thing we did was the bridge. So this is obviously my song, but this is how it goes. This is the introduction. Chorus. Now the break. The verse. Bridge. So that's as far as we have got so far, and you can see I've got more material here, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So after the bridge, we're going to go into another chorus. We've already done the first chorus back at bar 17, but the bridge is a device that takes us from the verse to the chorus. It's literally like stepping over a bridge from one side to another. And we were hoping to get a crescendo, a build-up, suggesting something's about to happen. And what's about to happen is the second chorus. And if you have a look at this, let's just get it in screen. It starts at bar 41. And what I've done, as I'll show you in a few moments, is just copy the first chorus and paste it in here. The first chorus was 8 bars long. So it's going to be 41. Bars 41 to 49, and I've copied it once again from 49 to 57. Let's move that along. There it is. There's bar 57. So we've got two choruses, actually, a double chorus. Let's have a listen to what they sound like. And I'm just going to go back to the bridge so we can hear it in context, remembering the chorus is going to come in at bar 41. Here we go. First chorus. Second chorus. That's as far as I've got so far. So how do we get the chorus copied from earlier on, bar 17 to bar 41? That's what we're going to do now. The first thing I'm going to do is delete what I've created here. So I'm going to lasso, which is a way to select it. Hold down the left mouse, and everything I touch goes white, and that tells us it's selected. And then go across. So I'm effectively here deleting or selecting the double chorus that I've created, and backspace or delete on the keyboard, that has now been taken away. So now I'm hopefully up to where you are at bar 41 with nothing here. So what I'd like you to do is watch first of all, and then we'll go step by step through the process. So I'm going to go back to the chorus, which is at bar 17, that very first chorus after the introduction. And before I do that, I'm going to go to View and change the grid size once again to bar. And that just makes it easier for me to be accurate rather than have these tiny little grid sizes, which is quite easy to make mistakes. So here's my original chorus, bar 17. Let's have a listen. And what I'm going to do is select it, all these sounds, all these loops, copy it, and then paste it in the right place. And there's a few little things we've got to do. we've got to be very accurate, or else we could make some mistakes. Even if we make mistakes, that's okay, because we can undo, and as long as we learn from our mistakes, that's absolutely fine. Now, what we've got to be careful of is, for example, if I start, let's say, over here with my lasso and think, okay, I've got that first beat, and I come down to the bass, you can see I've also just selected the bass in the introduction, which is not what I want to do. So it's important that we start from a place which doesn't touch any of the samples after it, here in the break or here in the introduction. And the best thing to do is to click on the bar number 17, and remember, just be watching rather than doing it, and then going down until we've got just below the last sample that we're going to be using. So I'm going to start here in this empty space just between 17 and 18. So hold down the mouse, the left mouse button, and that lasso is starting to click on the samples. Let's go up to the top and make sure I can click on the beats. Now I've clicked all the tracks I want, the beats, the bass, the melody 2, and the effects, and I'm going to go across to bar. Let's just move that along so we can see, just between bar 24 and 25. I don't want to touch 25, because as soon as I do, you'll see I've now touched the break, and I don't want to copy those. So it's just about 24.5, then I can let go. These are the samples that I've now selected, and they've got a white edge to them. If I right click, I can copy. So that's the first half of it, a successful copy. Now what I'm going to do, and I'll go over this step by step in a moment so that you can follow it quite clearly. I'm going to go to bar 41, which is going to be the copied chorus. I'm going to click on 41 there, and there's a nice straight line. And another important thing right now is to check that this beat track, or the top track, whatever it is selected. Now, if I click below it, that beat 2 is now selected. And I want you to just check, you can just see the difference between, that's a light gray color, whereas these are all sort of dark gray or black. But I do want to select the top track, because that's where I want to paste. So let's just double check. I'm at bar 41. I have selected the top track, and it's a slightly lighter gray color. So now, if I put my mouse here in the empty space, right click, the paste button comes up, and I'm going to click on that. And let's just check. Now, see, I have made a mistake. And as I said, that's okay, because this sample that I selected is a little bit longer, and it's the symbol, and it's the reverse symbol, and it comes just before the chorus. But it's nothing to worry about, because what I'm going to do now is slide all these samples while I've still selected them and they're still white around the edges. I'm going to slide them to the left. Okay, so I'm going to hold down and slowly move it 1 bar, 2 bar. So you can see that this is a complex procedure. We're only copying the chorus, but actually it can prove difficult. That's in the right place now. It starts at 41. I've even got that reverse symbol coming in perfectly, and it's finishing at bar 49. That's the first chorus. While I've copied it, in other words, I have copied it in the memory and it's still there, even though I've pasted it once, I'm going to paste it twice, because this is going to be a double chorus. So there I am at 49. The same thing will happen. So right click, paste. There it is. And I'm going to slide it once again to the left. 1, 2. So that second chorus begins at 49 and finishes at 57. So let's go through that one step at a time. So I'm going to go to undo. And remember, if you do make a mistake, you can keep pressing undo, and it's all now gone. My double chorus has disappeared. So I want you to follow me this time. And we're going to go, first of all, back to bar 17. And I'd like you to click on the number 17. Don't forgetting to change the view, grid size to bar. This is where we've got to be careful how we select things. And going back to the problem I had, I can see why it was when I clicked on this sample, it starts beforehand. In other words, it starts at bar 15. So I could get away by just slicing that. Let's just do that just to show you what I mean. S for slice. And now I won't be selecting that. That'll make it a bit easier, I think. So if you've got any samples that are going before bar 17, you could just slice them on the line while it's there on 17. Slice any of the samples that are just before it. I am going to start just below the last sample, which is an effects, a symbol here, and we're now going to select. So what we need to do is hold down the left mouse button and not let go, and then start moving the mouse. And you can see that rectangular shape, and I could go all the way along to bar 25 if I want, but let's go up for now. Up, up, up. And so I've got every sample I want, from the beat, the bass, the keys or the melody, and the effects. I'm not letting go because I'm going to go across, because there's a second keyboard there that's just been selected. And let's move my screen so you can see. I don't want to go to 25 because as soon as I touch 25, I'm starting to select the next section, which is the break. And I just want the chorus. So I'm going to pull back to 24.5, if that makes sense. When I'm happy that I've selected just the chorus, just the first chorus, I'm going to let go of the mouse. That little lasso disappears, but you can see the samples that I've selected. I have got this white border, so I know that is selected. The next thing I'm going to do is right click, and up comes the menu. And I'm going to press copy. I'm just going to hold it there because I don't want to go too far ahead. So as you can see on the screen, you have to select your first chorus between bars 17 and let's say 24.5, so you don't touch 25. And then we're going to press copy. And that's gone into the computer memory. So we've copied the chorus. Let's now move the screen on to the end of our song so far, or where we've got up to is the bridge here. So I'd like you to click on bar 41 now, making sure you're accurate. And you can see why I go to bar, the grid size, because then it's very clear that that is on bar 41. So position your marker on bar 41 and check that the top track is selected. Now this isn't so obvious on BandLab. As I said, it's black and it's gray. If it's black, it's not selected. So just test yourself by clicking on the next track down and make sure you can see the change. Now I've selected beat 2 and it's gone a slightly lighter gray. But the one I want is the top track, whatever it is. For mine, it's beats, because we are going to paste on the top track and at bar 41. So now what we need to do is position your mouse in this little square here, which is between 41 and 42, and right click. And what we should see is a very simple command, paste. And when I press paste, the chorus should be copied here. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. There it is. And I'm just going to rewind it and just check this. So here's where I wanted it pasting to. And let's just have a look at that. Yes, I'm happy that I have now copied and pasted the chorus to bar 41. What we're going to do now is copy the chorus again. And to do that, we are going to go to bar number 49. And that's at the end of the first copied chorus. You can see that I've got a little gap here, but that's okay. The chorus goes from 41 to 49. That's 8 bars. So first thing to do is put your marker on 49, checking once again you have selected the top track, then right click. And because this chorus is still in the memory, it'll stay there until we put something else in. We can now paste it in again from bar 49. So here we go again, 3, 2, 1, click. And now I can see the second chorus has gone up to bar 57. And if I just zoom out, make it a bit smaller, and I'll select the double chorus here, you can see what we've just done. So I've now selected the whole double chorus. It starts at 41 and it goes to 57. There it is. So that's the result that we wanted. What we've just done is copy two choruses. At the moment, they're both the same. And we're obviously looking for the second chorus to be more interesting than the first and different, or else we've got effectively 16 bars of something that is exactly the same. And I think that's a little bit lazy. It's useful to copy the chorus because we want it to be the same and have the same tunes. But we're now looking for some way to add some new sounds, possibly, or change some sounds to make the second chorus, 49 to 57. Let me zoom in so I can see it very clearly. There we go. The second chorus, we are going to make a few changes. What could we do? Well, this is up to your imagination. Let's once again ask you, has anybody got any ideas about how they might change the second chorus so that it is different from the first one? Let's give you a minute to think about that and maybe put any suggestions you have in the chat. So the first thing I'm going to do is look for some effects, because I think we can put a few effects at the end of the first chorus. And I could go back and look at what I've done already. So I can see, for example, just at the end of the chorus, the introduction, I used this reverse symbol. So here's what I could do. I could click on it and select it. It's got a white border around it. Right click if you remember this. I'm going to copy that sample and I'm going to move the screen till I get to the second chorus. Second chorus starts at 49. Now I'm going to put that sample on this track here. So effects 1. Let's make sure I've selected that track. Okay, so I'm going to put it at bar 47 here and right click, paste. And there it goes in. So the first thing I've done is add a reverse symbol on the effects track. That's good. Let me show you a few more ideas that you could be thinking about. Now, I don't know if you remember, but I actually cut off a piece of this beat for my first chorus. So I'm going to now reinstate that by copying it back in like that. And what I'm going to do is slice it this time and then reverse it. And this is how I did it. So first of all, if you saw me, I copied it or extended it to bar 57. I'm now going to 56 and I'm going to slice it. So I could right click and slice. There it is. That's now a little bar on its own. And to reverse it, there's many different ways, but I'm going to right click, get the menu up, go down to reverse region. There it is. And now I'm going to solo that to have a listen to the drums going backwards. There it is. Let's go from 53 just to hear that. Forwards, and then the last bar is backwards. What else could I do? Well, I could go to loops. I'm in Two-Step Garage. This is the one I was using. And I wonder if there's any good effects I could find here. Let's try this one. Well, that's quite a nice build-up. Yes, I think I'll use that. It's a crescendo type sound. It's the effects. So I'm going to put it on this effects track here. Let's drag it in. See how long it is. It's 4 bars long, so it'll fit just there. Well, let's drop it there first and see how that is. Stop that now. Here it comes. And position it. Actually, I can see where the sound is, so I'm going to now move it across, So the build-up is just before 49, which is the second chorus. So I've added another crescendo. Let's take off the solo and listen to bar 41. Let's take the loops off so you can see the screen and have a listen to the changes I've made. I'm going to continue because at the moment I'm just giving you some ideas. So for the second chorus, I decided what would be really nice is to add a second beat. And you can see I've already added a track and made space for a second beat to be put under here. But what we could do is just create a new track, and you can click on an empty track if you've got one, you should have now, and add a new sound. The sound I found was a reversed clap beat. So I actually went to a different loop pack to find this beat. I'm just going to copy that for a minute. Right click, copy, and then get back to the second chorus at 49. And I'm going to paste it in on beat 2 here. And I'll go into more detail how you do this in a moment. So now I have got 2 drum beats playing at once. Let's have a listen to how that sounds from bar 41, which is the first copied chorus. I hope you heard that. It's quite subtle. It's not that obvious, but it does add, I think, a little bit extra in the second chorus. Now, let me just show you how I found a new loop. I went to loops, and as I said, I looked through Two-Step Garage and I couldn't find anything I liked. So what you need to do is go to loops at the top, and suddenly you have access to the 3,000 different loops in BandLab. And what I tried was to put in the search beat, and lots came up. And before I clicked on, a couple of thousand beats to choose from, I was careful to look at the information here. And the information here is the beats, and you can see a number. And if you remember, the number is beats per minute. That's telling me how fast it is. And I wanted to try and match the tempo of my song, which is 132 beats per minute. Yours might be different. But if I can find a loop that is roughly 132, like here's one, Mojo beat, 130, it's going to sound pretty good. It might be a different sound. Let's just have a listen to this one. Yeah, that feels much slower. It's sort of half speed. So I didn't use that, but I did find the one I just put in was reversed clap beat. So be looking for something, let's say between around 10 beats per minute from your tempo of your song, 132. So I was looking for 122 to 142. There's a lot of information I've just imparted there. So let's recap. We are looking to make the second chorus different from the first chorus. Here's our second chorus. It starts at 49 to 57. And you might want to write some notes there just to get those numbers right. 49 to 57. And what I did was find a beat and added that on a new track. I also found an effect and added that down the bottom. And I might go on to find a few more little things here. They don't have to be big. They could be just a little vocal there maybe, or a reverse cymbal. It's up to you. You might slice. Remember what I did with the beat at the top there? I sliced the end off the beat and reversed it by going the menu and reverse region. So we are really getting experimental now. And what comes with experimentation is mistakes, or just you might come across something you don't like. But of course, we know we can go to undo if when we experiment and it hasn't turned out quite how we wanted, we just undo it and try again. So let me give you about 5 minutes on this one. You're concentrating, as I said, between bar 49 and 57, the second chorus, to make it different from the first chorus, more exciting, that little bit more exciting, and a little bit more experimental. Okay, 5 minutes from now.
If you've enjoyed this video and gotten value from it, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell so that you don't miss the next video. I hope to see you again soon. In the meantime, keep making music.